And that would be 5 miles running in my office. What a great way to start out week 7. Hope everybody had a great weekend. And I want to briefly give you a reminder of all the things that you are responsible for during week 7. I'm looking at the schedule, and it's hard to believe that we're halfway through the semester. It's flying by. Last week you had the first opportunity to take a look at the team model. During last week you also got a chance to evaluate a lesson being taught by one of our physical education students here in the undergraduate program. I noticed that all of you took some good notes. One of the things I did want to mention, I noticed that a couple of you on the evaluation sheet, you included the calculator, which was the Excel spreadsheet. You don't want to include that one because we don't have the information to calculate the other 50%. The evaluation is part of the 50%. And so we can't use the calculator because we don't have scores from all 3 of the categories. So when you're turning in the evaluation sheet, make sure you fill out the evaluation rubric. One of the things you'll notice is that in your template where you collect your notes, you have a place where you can put your score. And then you also have a place on the evaluation rubric where you have an opportunity to put the score as well. So on the 2 sheets that you're submitting, you are including what you believe to be the most appropriate score for each category. This week we're just going to focus on the instruction categories. We're not going to do the environment, which is what we did last week. And when you do your scoring, don't include tenths. So for example, if you do 3.3 out of 5, just make that a 3. And so you have basically 5 options on what you believe the score to be: 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. This week's going to be interesting because this week I want you to pair up with someone when you're evaluating teaching this week. And so I'll get to that in just a minute. But just a couple of reminders of things that you need to do this week. 1, make sure you view the second part of the team model presentation. This week's presentation is pretty brief, only about 10 slides. Just some additional information that we just didn't get a chance to go over last week. You also have a quiz that you're going to take this week. You have 15 minutes to complete that quiz. It's about 10 questions related to the team model, which we learned about last week. And then finally, you will get with a partner. Now here's how I want you to do the partners. There's 5 of you in this class. 3 of you are on campus, 2 of you are off campus. So Tiffany, if you and EJ can get together and work as a team to complete the evaluation for this week, that would be good. You don't have to get together to watch the video. One of the things I recommend is watch the video, compile your own notes, and then take what you have and discuss it as a group, and then come to a consensus on what you believe the score should be. So you and your partner are only going to submit 1 rubric and 1 of the templates, which is going to have your notes, and it's going to be a collaborative effort. So both of you are not going to submit your own notes. I want you to submit what you came up with together as a team. So I'll either find it on India's, and I'll find an attachment from India, or I'll find an attachment from Tiffany. But only one of you needs to submit it. It's going to be a collaborative effort. And then Stephanie, Begonia, and John, the 3 of you are on campus together. So instead of having a group of 2, you 3 can make a group and then do the same thing that I just explained for Tiffany and EJ. So that's your work for this week. I am going to be sending you again a link to the video. This week's video is about 25 minutes, but it's of a different teacher teaching similar content, but it is something new that I want you to evaluate. And this week, when I'm grading or looking over all of your submitted work from last week, I'll be providing some feedback related to your scores, but I'm going to also compare it to how I evaluated the teacher. And again, one of the things about this evaluation process is many times when you collaborate and you work together, you can come up with a more accurate evaluation of a teacher. And I'll also send you the average scores from last week to kind of give you an idea of how everybody viewed the teacher that we watched last week. So anyways, that's a lot of information in a short period of time. I hope everybody has a great week. Next week will be fall break on Monday and Tuesday. So for next week's work, I'll be sure to give you a few extra days before everything is due, just because I know on Monday and Tuesday during fall break, I don't really expect anybody to be doing a lot of work. So next week, I'll give you a couple of extra days to get everything submitted. Until then, have a great day. Goodbye.